Hello everyone, welcome back to Journey into Thunder, and this is where we talk all things Thor. More specifically today, we're going to be talking about day 2 of Terrificon. So if you missed out on day 1, I'll put a link down below so that then you can go and see what I got up to on day 1. So day 2, let's get into it. So day 2 kind of had some goals to complete for day 2 after my experience of day 1. So I wanted to get a sketch by Walt Simonson after seeing all the amazing sketches that were happening on the Friday. Then on the Saturday, I also wanted to get some sketches / signatures from a few of my favourite creators. So John Romita Jr., Jim Starlin, Dan Jurgens, to name but a few. And then I wanted to do some dollar bin hunting, dollar bin / keys and things like that, so that then I could get a bit of a stack together. And then hopefully looking for those big keys to come back on Sunday to then come purchase. Unless I got an amazing price, so I just thought, yeah, let's go for it. One thing I didn't show from yesterday's video, or from day one, so the Friday video, was just some of the merch I got. So I'm wearing my Terrificon t-shirt, which I'm pretty happy with. Got a cool poster. A little tote bag. This is the program, which is actually like a comic, which I thought was pretty cool. Got some badges, so a 10-year badge. So the 10th year of Terrificon. It's quite a cool little badge. So that's a bit of the merch, which we got given as part of the VIP package. So not everyone gets this, but part of the VIP package. As I say, in the VIP package, if you missed if you missed day 1's, the VIP package includes a slightly early entry, a kind of jump the queue on some signatures, VIP entry or VIP seating to the talks. I got a little goodie bag as well, so quite cool for the VIP. VIP for the 3 days was about $145, I think, off the top of my head. So it was probably worked out as about an extra $10-15 per day. So day 2, the Saturday started with my cousin picking me up nice and early from my hotel. So it was at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock start. So it's about a 40-minute journey from the hotel that I was staying at to the Mohegan Sun. So we hopped in the car on the way there, and so I would have been let in at 9:30 with my early entry pass. So if I could get there for just before 9, 10 to 9, I thought that would be quite a good opportunity for me to head straight to Walt Simonson's sketch line to get my sketch. So I arrived just before 9, about 8:50, and we headed over to the entrance so that then we could wait for our early entrance. And yeah, it was a decent sized queue, so there was probably 100 people ahead of us, which wasn't ideal, but I thought, of all of these people, how many are going to be going to Walt Simonson? And the Walt Simonson queue, so there's 2 lines. So there's a sketch line, and then there is a signature line. As soon as it opens, everyone kind of heads towards their creators. So I did that on my way. I found out as I arrived that Walt Simonson would be doing about 10 to 12 sketches for the day. And what he does is he gives a number on a thumb, and he writes down your number, and then you can come back at another time in the day, which I think is quite good. It's first come first serve based on the 1 to 12. So I thought I could have a good chance. I got to the queue and I was 15. And I was obviously a bit disappointed to start with, because I was at 15. I got there, I thought, a bit early. It clearly not early enough, and there was a big group of us waiting in the queue, and watching, people do their bits. So I got there at 9:30. I was chatting to a few of the people in the line to kind of gauge on what happens next. What's my hopes of being actually getting a sketch. And we waited from 9:30 to about 11:15. So not great, till we were basically till we found out that actually we weren't going to get anything. So this was a Sunday, which was the busiest day, admittedly. And it was very, very frustrating. To wait that long. So to wait almost 2 hours to then be told, actually, you're not going to get anything. Which was, again, super frustrating. I could have done anything else. And luckily I did. So on one of the days, about probably an hour in, 40 minutes into waiting, I was having a look around, and luckily next to Walt Simonson, it's John Romita Jr.'s stand, pitch, however you want to call it, and there was only 2 people in the line, and as Walt Simon's queue was not moving, he had not turned up yet. I thought, I'll just nip across, and I'm really glad I did. So I'll just show you what I've got. So you can I'll put it over here and try and go a bit closer. But here I asked John Romita Jr. to do a little remark with his signature on, and it came out at $40, and above we've got Dan Jurgens. So I thought these 2 creators on it was worth getting those done, and that was probably the highlight of the morning because it was hugely frustrating. I think just to wait that long and not be told anything was frustrating is the only word to say. No, it's no fault of Walt Simonson because he was not there, and I think they learned for the next day, so spoiler alert, they did learn for the next day to do it a little bit earlier. We did find out that Walt had a talk at 10:30, so again it was probably timings just didn't kind of work out. I think he was super busy during the day, and that was probably the tricky part. So at 11:15, I think it was about 11:15, 11:30, I thought, what a waste of a morning, unfortunately. Things that could have been done better, which was obviously the handlers could have said, by the way, Walt's not going to be here. I'll number everyone and then you can go. Which could have been better, and that could have been done almost at call it 10 o'clock. So we could have waited there half an hour, and those then he could have numbered everything. So that could have worked. That could have been better. Which was, unfortunately, just a bit frustrating. So 11:30, I was pretty starving. One thing I would say, which was a nice thing. So even amongst the frustrations of waiting around, and even though I've been to theme parks and you have to do, sometimes do your 2-hour waits, and maybe people are just used to doing all this waiting and hanging out for the whole day. But one thing I would say, which was very, very nice, was when you are waiting in the queue, you've obviously got a lot of time to hang out. And some of the people I met in the line were super nice. We talked about different sketches that they'd got over on the Friday, talked about comic books, what they collected, what they were looking for at the event, which I thought was really cool. And actually it did, even though I was waiting there for almost 2 hours, it did make the time pass quite a lot quicker. It did make for a nice experience. At least I wasn't just standing there staring at the ceiling. I was having a chat and 2 different collectors and talk about what they were going to get, what I was going to get. Just had nice chit chat, really. So that was a slight positive to the morning, which I thought was quite cool. Then, as it was kind of almost getting to lunchtime and we'd been waiting there for a while, I thought, oh, let's go have a quick pizza. So nipped down to I think it's a famous Connecticut place for pizza. It was probably a bit early, but I'm very glad we went early because the queues were massive after we'd left. But it was very, very nice little session. Me and my cousin just hung out for an hour, chit-chatted, had some great pizza, probably too big a pizza. But yeah. Then we head back into the event, into Terrificon. And after my slight disappointment, I then started to get some sketches done. Oh, sorry, not sketches done. I started to get some signatures done. So I got that Dan Jurgens one. I got a Scotty Young done, and then also Jim Starlin. I'll share some of some of the books later, so then you can have a look at what my pickups were. I then also went to a lot of different comic vendors to see what I could pick up for dollar books or for some of the nicer keys. So I'll show you those now, and you can please let me know what you think of my pickups, and I'll bring you back once I've shown what I picked up. Please hit that like, comment and subscribe. It really helps support the channel, and thank you very much. Let's get back into the video. Here's one of my favourite pickups of the day. This is Journey into Mystery 99. This is the first appearance of Surtur and the origin of Mr. Hyde. Super cool book. Very nice condition as well. I've been looking for this for a while. In a nice condition. I love the cover of this where Thor turns into Donald Blake. Yeah, super cool issue. It cost me $105, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's kind of it's probably on the lower of the going rate, but super happy. Probably grades at maybe a 6.5, 6. Does have some spine. It does have a few bits around where the staples are. Just a little bit of a small tear, you could say there. But most of it, the colours are pretty nice. The corners are okay. So I'm pretty happy with it. Maybe between a 5 and a 6.5, but I'm pretty happy. Next we have issue Mighty Thor number 192. Really nice issue. The Day of the Demolisher. Super nice colours. I picked this up as a little bit of a bundle, so there was two. It's this one and then the next one, as part of a bundle of about, I think it was $45. I think it was off the top of my head. Relatively happy. I think this is a nice clean copy, so I was happy to pay for this one. And then the other issue I picked up as part of that bundle was issue 196, The Mighty Thor. Again, super clean. It's one of these white covers, so it can be quite difficult to get clean, but decent condition. Again, I think I got a bundle price for about $45, so quite happy. So I got 4 signatures, or 3 books with 4 signatures on. We got this one, the first one. We've got Dan Jurgens at the top, who was the writer on this, and then we also have a little bit of a John Romita Jr. remark at the bottom, which I was really happy with. I picked that up whilst I was waiting in this Walt Simonson sketch queue. As the queue was it was next to the Walt Simonson queue was right next to the John Romita Jr. So I thought I'd just nip across because his John Romita Jr.'s line was so quiet. So I thought I'd nip in. Picked up the Dan Jurgens signature was free because you got first signature for free, and then the John Romita Jr. remark was $40. So again, pretty happy with this, and great to have it on this the Mighty Thor first issue in the 90s run. next signature I picked up was Scotty Young. Really nice guy. I was super happy to take this along. I really enjoyed this Donald Duck run, or single issue, but I picked up all of the variant covers on it, and this was Scotty Young's option, so it was really cool. And then the last one we have is the Infinity Gauntlet Jim Starlin. He as soon as I took it to him, I said, "Oh, could I get a remark?" And he said, "Yeah, sure. Do you want me to put Thanos on?" And I said, "No, I quite like to have Thor." And it's not the best cover to get a remark on. As you can see, there's so many different colours. I kind of said, "Oh, why didn't you put it in white?" But then he chose to do it in kind of like a purpley red. So you can see it over here of Thor with his side profile. Then and with Jim Starlin's signature on it. But I'm pretty happy with it. It was I think it was $30 for the remark. Really nice guy, had a nice chat. So again, super happy with this one. I picked up Jurassic Park number 2. This is in here in the poly bag. After seeing Walt Simonson, or not seeing Walt Simonson, I thought I'd have to keep continuing with my Jurassic Park run, and I've now got the full set of the poly bag version. So you can see at the bottom here, this is all the poly bag. So I'm very happy with this. Picked up for $10. Very clean, and happy to add to the collection. Next up, we have a big stack of $20 books. Almighty Thor helping me fill out, complete my run fillers in the Mighty Thor run. They were in terrible bags and boards, so I re-bagged and boarded them. But this is number 316, newsstand. Really nice, super clean. I'll rattle through these quite quickly, I think. 317. 320. All of these have got amazing colours on, though, I have to say. Super clean. Yeah, really happy. 423. Love the reds on this one. 360. 361. 375. 'This is one of my favourite, one of the Walt Simonson run covers. I know that he loves dinosaurs, so this is issue 380. Really nice. Love how he's drawn that. 81. 82. 300th issue. Again, really clean. First up, we have Beta Ray Bill's first solo series with Stormbreaker, the saga of Beta Ray Bill. This is a 6-part issue. I picked them up for $1 each, which I thought was a fantastic pickup. The normally issue number 1 goes from ranges between $5 and $20 depending on kind of condition, but I thought this was a great pickup, so $1 a go. So issue number 1, issue number 2, number 3. So this is the series, was made in 2005. There's a few first appearances on here. It's got Galactus in it as well. So the main first appearances are in issue number 1. Here's number 4. Number 5. Some really cool little covers on these as well. I've been reading this series and it's been excellent. So I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And finally, number 6. Nice issue. That's the Beta Ray Bill saga. Those were my pickups from Saturday at Terrificon. Super happy with what I got. Really happy with my signatures from Scotty Young, Dan Jurgens, and from John Romita Jr. And also picked up the Jim Starlin remark, which I thought was really cool. Sometimes you have to almost hold it in a slightly different light to get the best view. But I was very happy with those. Even though it was a slightly frustrating day, I did get some really nice things, and the event was super good, to be fair. I was pretty knackered, and it was about 4 o'clock, 4:30, so been there since just before 9. So I thought, okay, time to head home. After the day, we thought, what is my biggest priority for Sunday? And my absolute biggest priority was get a sketch from Walt Simonson. So my wife said, okay, well, if that's your priority, we get here really early. So I thought, what time is early? Do we need to be here by 8? Do we need to be here by 7:30? What kind of time do we need to be there? And as we were staying about 45 minutes away, it meant getting up really early. So that's what we committed to. We thought, right, well, let's get up early. So I'll share that in day 3 and part 3. Please hit that like and subscribe so you can see what happens on day 3. Have a look at day 1. Go back and I'll leave the links below so you can view those. But that's a wrap up of day 2. Very excited to share what happened on day 3. Come and see what happens in day 3 on my next video. Thanks and have a lovely day. Speak to you soon. Bye.